Rainbow Dash!
Previously on Sodor Pony Railway Adventures.
You don't understand, little Thomas. We tender engines have a position to keep up. It doesn't matter where you go, but we are important. And for Sir Topham Hatt to make us shunt trucks, fetch coaches, and go on some of those dirty sidings, it's not the proper thing. It's shameful to treat tender engines like this. I have to go backwards and people think I'm a tank engine. James spins round like a top and everyone laughs at us. And added to that, Sir Topham Hatt makes us shunt on dirty sidings. Ugh. Listen, we'll do it tomorrow. Sir Topham Hatt will look silly.
One morning, Sir Topham Hatt was sitting in his office at Knapford Station while listening to a disturbing commotion outside. The passengers were complaining and were furious. Just then, the station master came in.
There's trouble in the shed, sir. Henry is sulking. There's no train, and the passengers are saying this is a bad railway.
Goodness gracious! We can't allow that happening on the Northwestern Railway. I'll send in Fluttershy and go talk to Henry right away.
When he got to the sheds, he found Gordon, James, and Henry looking very cross. Fluttershy soon came just in time, too.
Sorry I'm late. I kinda overslept. When I heard about this, I came here as fast as my wings could carry me.
Never mind now. We're just glad you got here in time. Come along, Henry. Fluttershy's already here. It's time you two got your train ready.
Step away from Henry's car this instant!
Huh? Gordon, why can't I go with Henry?
Henry's not going. We are all on strike.
Strike? But why?
Isn't it obvious? We won't shunt like common little tank engines. We are important tender engines. You fetch our coaches and we will pull them. Tender engines don't shunt.
That's the most silliest excuse I've ever heard on this railway.
Fluttershy's got a point. No engine on my railway is too important for small jobs like shunting.
Well, we blooming well are, let me tell you. We're not going anywhere until another engine is present to fetch our coaches. And that's final. Do you get me? Final! Make yourself smart and sort off!
Oh, really? We'll see about that, you lazy engines.
Then he rushed off to the yard to find Edward and Applejack.
Knapford Yard hasn't been the same since Thompson finally left to run the Farquhar branch line.
When he got there, he found them at work busy shunting.
Leave those freight cars where they are, please, Edward. I want you and Applejack to push coaches at Knapford Yard for me.
You know, we sure can use a break from shunting cars. What do you think, Eddie?
Thank you, sir. That will be a nice change.
That's a good engine. Now off you go, you two.
So Edward and Applejack found coaches for the big engines, and on that day, the train schedule was back on track as usual. But next morning, when Sir Topham had brought Pinkie Pie to see Edward, he looked very unhappy. Gordon then came clanking past, hissing rudely at him.
Sweet Celestia! What a scary noise!
Sorry about that, Pinkie. Hey, Edward, what's going on here?
They all hiss me, sir. They say tender engines don't shunt, and last night they said I had black wheels. It's kind of funny coming from James, but that's not the point. I haven't, have I, sir?
What? That must be the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Pinkie Pie's got a point, Edward. You have nice blue ones, and I'm always proud of you. Tender engines really do shunt no matter how big or small they are. My engines on this railway all have equal jobs, but it appears that those big engines are just being stuck up.
May I make a suggestion, sir? I think we need another tank engine for this railway. And fast. If not, the strike will continue for the worst.
You know, Edward, you might be right, and you've just given me a brilliant idea. Hey, Pinkie, I have a special task for you.
Ooh, really? What is it, sir? You can count on me.
Well, I'm going to head over to the mainland that's not too far away from Vickerstown. I'm heading over to an engine works at the closest town near the border. Anyway, would you like to come with me and help pick out a new engine for us?
I'll do it! While there, I can make some new friends.
Soon they arrived at the Barrow Engine Workshop, and they showed them all sorts of engines awaiting potential buyers. Then Pinkie spotted a cute but smart little green engine with 4 wheels.
That's the one! Can we buy him, please? Just look at him. He's so cute!
Okay, calm down, Pinkie. We'll take him if it makes you happy.
Yes, yes! Now I have another engine to add to my friends list. This is just fantastic!
Hey, little green engine. If I choose you, will you work hard for me?
Oh, yes, sir. I will.
That's a good engine. I'll name you Percy.
Excellent choice, sir. Cute names make cute engines.
Oh, yes, Big Pony. I like it.
And Sir Topham Hatt Pinkie brought him back to Knapford Yard.
Edward, Applejack, this is Percy, our new tank engine. Edward, will you show him the ropes? And Applejack, since I assigned Pinkie Pie to be Percy's new driver, will you show her everything?
Much obliged, sir. Pinkie Pie will soon run Percy more easily than driving a tractor through a muddy ditch.
Wait! I'm going to be the driver of my new engine friend?
Exactly.
This day keeps getting better and better.
Percy and Pinkie soon learned what they had to do, and they all had a very happy afternoon together. Then Henry came by, hissing more rudely than ever.
Take that, big engine!
Henry was so surprised that he quickly ran back to his shed.
Retreat! Retreat!
How beautifully you wished him, Percy. I can't wish like that.
Oh, that's nothing, Edward. You should have heard what we sound like back at the Barrow Workshop. You have to wish to make back in Southampton, Miles.
Next morning, Thomas and Twilight arrived for a meeting at Titmus Sheds.
So Topham hath sent for us. I expect he wants our help.
Yeah, I wonder what this meeting's all about. By the way, who's the new tank engine?
Well, you two missed his arrival on the island yesterday. I would like to introduce you to Percy.
Nice to meet you, Percy. And this is my pony friend, Twilight Sparkle.
It's a great pleasure to meet you, Twilight.
Same here, Percy. Who's driving you since you came to the island?
It's me! Hey, Twilight!
What? Pinkie Pie is Percy's new driver?
That's right. Applejack taught me how to run a train, and so far, it's been a piece of cake.
Shush, shush, here he comes.
Well done, Thomas. You and Twilight were very quick to get here. Anyway, listen up. Henry, Gordon, and James are sulky, and they say they don't want to shunt like little tank engines. So I already punished them, and I want you and Edward, along with your friends, to run the main line for a while.
Little tank engines indeed. Haha. We'll show them who's the better engines around here.
And Percy, you and Pinkie Pie will help run Thomas's branch line.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Edward, Applejack, Thomas, and Twilight worked the main line pulling passenger trains, greeting each other as they passed by. Percy and Pinkie Pie worked on the Farquhar branch line. Thomas was anxious about Annie and Clarabelle, but both Pinkie and the conductor promised to take care of them. There were fewer trains, but the passengers didn't mind at all. They knew the 3 other engines were being punished and learning their lesson. Gordon, James, and Henry were cold, lonely, and miserable. They wished now that they hadn't been so very silly.